What if I told you you could earn $2,000 a month growing microgreens in a space smaller than a closet? This sounds great, but is it actually possible? In this video, I'm going to show you what's actually realistic when starting out, the best crops to focus on, and what the numbers look like so that you can decide if this is the right business for you. And for those that don't know me, my name is Jonah, and I built one of the largest microgreens farms in Canada. I grew my farm to $750,000 a year and sold millions of clamshells of microgreens to restaurants, grocery stores, and everyday consumers. But it all started with a single rack in a tiny room after I finished college. So I'm not just throwing numbers around, I've gone through this same process, starting with one rack and scaling to over 100. And later in this video, I'm going to share with you guys a completely free training that will make it so much easier to start a microgreens business right from your own home. All right, now let's dive in. So before we get into the numbers, let's talk about why this opportunity is even worth looking at. Because honestly, the economics only matter if people actually want to buy this product. And with microgreens, the demand over the last few years has exploded. If you look at Google Trends, interest in microgreens has grown over 1,000% since I started my farm back in 2013. Like, it barely even registered back then, and now it's at an all-time high, even higher than the boom during COVID. And here's the crazy part. Demand is growing way faster than supply. I talk to microgreen growers literally every day, and the number one problem they have is they cannot keep up with how many people want their products. And that is literally the best problem you can possibly have in business. And what makes microgreens different from a lot of other businesses is that they're a weekly consumable product. Health-conscious customers aren't buying microgreens once and forgetting about them. They try your product, they fall in love with the flavor, and then they're buying from you every single week after that. If you ever tried micro arugula versus the sad week-old arugula from the grocery store, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not even close. The flavor difference is completely unreal. So once someone tries your microgreens, they're hooked. And then that repeat demand is what creates predictable, consistent income in this business. The other huge advantage is that microgreens are grown indoors year-round. It doesn't matter if you live in Florida or Alaska or anywhere in between. If it's comfortable for you inside your home, the microgreens are going to grow great. You don't need land or a greenhouse. You don't need to worry about the weather, just a small space in your home, and you're able to start a microgreens business. All right, so now that you understand the growing demand for microgreens, let's get into the numbers, the actual economics of this business, because this is where it gets really exciting. So let's break it down. First, let's talk about space. One growing rack takes up about 6 square feet. Just take a second and look around wherever you're watching this from, in your bedroom, in your living room, a spare room, even a hallway can easily fit one of these growing racks. And that's all you need, 6 square feet. I've seen people set up growing racks in every nook and cranny of their home and make this work. Your microgreens don't care if they're growing in a mansion in Beverly Hills or a studio apartment in New York City. They just need a few basic supplies to grow a high quality product. Now here's the math, and this is where microgreens really shine. One tray of microgreens on average costs about $5 to produce. That's the soil, the seed, the packaging, electricity, everything. And that same tray of microgreens sells for on average $25 a tray. So you're looking at a roughly 5x return on every single tray you grow. Try finding those kind of margins in most other businesses. So on one growing rack, you can fit 20 trays per week. So 20 trays at $25 per tray, that is $500 a week. And $500 a week is $2,000 a month. And that's just from one growing rack in just 6 square feet. Let that sink in for a second. Now let's flip this and look at the customer side, because this is where a lot of people get nervous. They think they need hundreds of customers to make this work, and you really don't. Most microgreens customers will spend about $30 per week, so you only need 15 to 20 weekly customers to sell your entire rack's production. That's it. You don't need some massive operation with a bunch of employees in a large warehouse. You need a few health-conscious people in your local area, 15 to 20, who love fresh local microgreens, and boom, you're at $2,000 a month. And the reason these numbers work so well is because of the crop cycle. With the right crops, you're going to go from seed to harvest in just 10 days, 3 days to germinate, and 7 days under lights, which means you get 52 crop cycles per year from the same growing rack. Compare that to outdoor farming, where you might get 1 or just 2 harvests a year. It's a completely different world of farming. And this is what I really love about this business model, is that scaling is super simple. If you want to make $4,000 a month, add a second rack. If you want to make $8,000 a month, scale up to 4 racks. It's super linear and predictable, and some people are perfectly happy with just 1 rack and $2,000 as a side hustle. Maybe that takes you 8 to 10 hours a week of work. Others want to scale it to a full-time income. There's no right answer here. It totally depends on what you want to build. And that flexibility is honestly one of my personal favorite things about microgreens. So the economics are pretty clear. The next big question is, what do you actually grow? Because not all microgreens are created equal. And this is where a lot of people starting out end up building a business that they work for rather than a business that works for them. So when most people start out, they go on a seed company's website and see there's like 15 pages of microgreens varieties, and they get super excited and start growing everything. Amaranth, basil, cilantro, all the fancy stuff. And look, I love these crops. Amaranth is one of the most beautiful microgreens you can grow. But if you're trying to hit $2,000 a month from just one rack, you really need to be strategic about what you grow. I use these 4 criteria when picking crops. They need to be profitable, they need to be popular, fast to grow, and easy to grow. If a crop does not check all 4 of these boxes, it's going to be a lot harder to hit that $2,000 a month target. So profitable means that the margins are there. You're making a lot of money for each tray of microgreens. Popular means people actually want to buy it, because you can grow the most profitable crop in the world, but if nobody wants to buy it, it really doesn't matter. You want it to be fast to grow, meaning the 10-day crop. So you get 52 crop cycles per year. And lastly, easy to grow, meaning you're not fighting mold, disease, and headaches every single week. Life is way too short for that. So what checks all 4 of these boxes? Arugula is one of them, and it's honestly one of my all-time favorite microgreens. It's got this bold, spicy flavor that is just so much better than full-size arugula, and anyone that's tried micro arugula knows this firsthand, which is why the demand is super high for this product, and it's also a 10-day crop, so you get 52 crops per year. It's a huge win in trying to build a business this way. Another great one to start with is broccoli microgreens. It has a super mild flavor, huge health appeal that people absolutely go crazy for because of the nutritional profile of broccoli. It's also easy to grow, has a great shelf life, and is one of the 10-day crops. If you're a beginner, broccoli is honestly one of the best crops to start with. It's super forgiving and consistently profitable. Now, there's a handful of other crops that fit this criteria perfectly, things like specific mixes that will absolutely fly off the shelves. I go through my full recommended crop list along with how to sell microgreens on easy mode in my free training called Start a Microgreens Business in 30 Days or Less. In this free training, I share everything I've learned in building a large-scale microgreens farm, as well as helping thousands of others do the same. So you'll definitely want to check this out if you're interested in starting your own microgreens farm and earning $2,000 a month from home. You can visit microgreens.ai to watch the training, or you can check the link in the video description. So the key takeaway here is stick with the fast 10-day crops. I see growers all the time trying to grow 2 and 3 week crops on their racks, and these crops can totally be profitable and popular, but from a single rack, you're seriously cutting your income potential. A crop that takes 14 days instead of 7 to 10, that means you're only going to get 26 crops a year instead of 52. You instantly just cut your capacity in half. So start with the fast growing crops, get the business rolling, and you can always add the slower premium crops later on once you've got the foundation set. All right, so now you know the economics and you know what to grow. So what's the total startup cost for a single rack? We're talking about $600 to $1,000. That's it, to earn $2,000 a month or $24,000 a year to start. Compare that to opening a restaurant or literally almost any other small business, and it is a tiny fraction of the cost. People often spend more on a weekend trip away than what it costs to start a microgreens farm that produces $2,000 a month in extra income. It's kind of wild when you think about it this way. So we've covered the economics, the crops, and the basic setup you need. But I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't talk about the stuff that people struggle with the most, because understanding these mistakes might actually be more important than understanding the opportunity itself. So I've been in this industry for well over a decade. I've helped thousands of growers around the world start their farms, and I've seen some people get super excited about microgreens and then never actually make it work. And it almost always comes down to these 3 things. Number 1 is they grow the wrong crops. Like I talked about earlier, if you're growing crops that take 2 to 3 weeks, crops that no one actually wants to buy, or crops that are a total nightmare to grow consistently, you're making your life way harder than it needs to be to start this business. Amaranth, for example, is gorgeous, but she is the high maintenance princess of the microgreens world. Probably not where you want to start. So you want to stick with the crops that are profitable, popular, fast, and easy to grow. It sounds simple, but you'd be surprised at how many growers ignore this. Number 2 is they are growing a low quality product. This one is huge. There is a massive difference between a high quality tray of microgreens and a mediocre one. And it comes down to your soil using, the seed quality, your lighting, and your overall growing recipes. I actually sent microgreens grown from my exact crop recipes to a lab, compared to the nutrition of microgreens I bought from a competitor at the store, and the difference was insane. On the low end, protein was 40% higher in the microgreens grown with my crop recipes. On the high end, iron was 3 times higher. These are insane differences. Everything else I tested, calcium, magnesium, etc., was 60 to 90% higher across the board. And that is the difference the right growing recipe makes. And here's why it really matters for your business. When you grow a high quality product, people buy it once and they keep coming back every week to buy more. When you grow a mediocre quality microgreen, they try it once and you never hear from them again. That one bad experience just cost you a customer for life. And number three, and this is a big one, is that most beginners do not understand how to sell microgreens. Everyone gets excited about the growing side, and I get it. It's fun, it's hands-on, there's all these cool varieties to grow, but growing is only half of the puzzle. If you don't know how to find customers, how to get them to try your product, and how to turn them into weekly repeat orders, the whole system falls apart. This is honestly where I see most people get stuck. And selling does not have to be hard or feel salesy. On my farm, I got to a point where I spent maybe 1 to 2 hours a week on sales. Sometimes months would go by where I didn't need to spend any time on sales because the product quality was so good that the business would grow on its own. And that's really the goal for you guys, is building a system where the microgreens sell themselves so you're not constantly hustling for new customers. And this is exactly what I break down in the free training at microgreens.ai, not just how to grow, but how to actually get customers and make your microgreens sell themselves. And that is the difference between a fun hobby and an actual business that pays you every month. If this video has been helpful, subscribe to the channel. There are a ton of growing tutorials, farm tours, and business tips that will help you actually succeed in starting a microgreens farm from home. So here's the recap. To make an extra $2,000 a month, you just need one rack in 6 square feet. The math works. The demand for the product is higher than it's ever been, and the startup costs are lower than almost any other business you could start. If you're serious about turning this fun, meaningful hobby into a high-income business, you'll definitely want to watch the free training at microgreens.ai. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'd be happy to help out. Happy growing, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.